to the first episode of Melody Alme TV, the podcast. I know it's been a long time coming. I've been talking about doing this podcast for a while now, and we're finally gonna go ahead and get into it. I'm currently filming at my home studio in Los Angeles. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys go smash that subscribe button and join the family. This is a brand new journey that I'm embarking on, so please bear with me. This podcast is gonna be way different from any of my YouTube videos. It's gonna be a sit down, more personalized conversation with you guys. I'm gonna be talking about everything under the sun in this podcast journey. I'm gonna be also interviewing friends, family, and anybody I can think of to join this podcast to share any type of stories or anything they can share to help you guys in your own individual journeys. I started this podcast in the same way I wanted to start my YouTube channel. I feel like there's a story that I can share for everybody to relate to, not only for YouTube, but on all podcast platforms. It's lit, y'all. If you guys don't already know me, my name is Melody Alme Bird. I'm 26 years old. My birthday is July 10th, 1996. I'm a Cancer. Shout out to all Cancers, y'all. We are the best sign, I feel. I am so excited to begin this podcast and share with you guys things that I wouldn't normally share on my YouTube channel. I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois, if y'all already know. Shout out to all my Chi-Town listeners. Make sure you guys comment down below if y'all from Chi-City. I do many things, you guys, and that's really my problem. I can never focus on one specific thing, but as far as now, I am a full-time, of course, YouTuber, podcaster, but I also am a artist. So I sing, I dance, I write music. Anything in the creative realm I'm doing, y'all. Like, that's literally my problem, is I can't focus on doing one specific thing because I literally want to do everything, and I want to do everything right and perfect. So I hope that y'all can relate to that, especially for those who are women entrepreneurs, or if you always trying to figure out different things to pay the bills. I'm always struggling with that, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to this podcast and this channel because I know there are a lot of women entrepreneurs out there looking for some type of inspiration, some type of guidance, and I want to open up this podcast to you guys because I always like the feeling of being inspired. I feel like I need that extra push of motivation no matter where it is coming from. I like that push to just be a better woman and evolve into the best me that I can be. So through this podcast, I want to make sure that I am giving you guys all the tools you need to build the best you can be and be more vulnerable to you guys on a more personal level here on my podcast. So welcome to my podcast. This is my first official episode of my podcast. I really don't even know what to call this podcast. I'm just gonna call it Melody Alme TV, the podcast. I don't know what I'm gonna call it for now, but make sure you guys comment below and let me know what you guys want to be called. I call my people on YouTube May Babies, but I want to call y'all something else. Like, I need to have a different name for y'all, so make sure y'all comment below and let me know what you guys want me to call you guys. And also, I'm going to be having a whole bunch of guests on this podcast as well. I know I'm amazing by myself, but it's not just going to be me. I'm going to try to talk and interview somebody new on each episode. If you guys have any suggestions, make sure y'all comment down below and let me know who you guys want to see on my podcast in next week's episode, because I will be filming a podcast every week in this new year. So that's literally the plan with this podcast. I just have so many things that I want to do. So any suggestions, anything that you guys want to see on my podcast, make sure y'all comment below and let me know. And go subscribe. Support me in this journey, because if you know, you know. If you're a creator, if you guys want to just start something new, you know exactly what this feeling is. And to be honest, y'all, I did not have anything planned for this podcast. I just plan on just sitting here and talking to you guys. If y'all watch my YouTube channel, y'all know this right here. It's my mug. She believed she could do it, so she did, period. Okay, if y'all don't know, I'm a tea girl. I make tea every single day, and it's like a must. I feel like it's almost therapy to me to make my cup of tea and stir it in my cup and just that noise is just therapeutic to me, you know? And we're just gonna begin this conversation. I've always been an outgoing girl, but growing up, I've been very, very, very sheltered by my mom. If you guys don't know, my mom and my dad never was married. I don't ever remember them being together. My mom is in Chicago, and currently my dad lives in the Bay Area. He moved to the Bay Area from the city when I was like 16 years old. So I never really seen my mom and my dad together in one room. I always primarily stayed with my mom, or I traveled to stay with my dad to the city. I remember, y'all, even at the young age of 11, taking the train downtown to see my dad every other weekend. I feel like my mom was definitely the mean parent, the parent that always kept me more sheltered, and my dad was that nice parent, was like the release on the weekend, the fun parent, you know? So I always had that dynamic between my parents. And I feel like that really molded me into being the person that I am today, because I'm my dad as far as the creative side. Like, my dad literally never had a 9-to-5 job. If y'all see my dad, he got long dreadlocks all the way to his ankles, y'all. He's been growing his dreadlocks literally as long as I've been alive. So for 26 years, he's been growing out his dreadlocks, and I don't think he's cutting them off anytime soon. Like I said, he never had a 9-to-5. He's been a musician probably most of his whole entire life. He's a saxophone player, and he has his own band. And it just really inspired me growing up, just seeing that. And he literally showed me that I can do whatever I want to do and still make money and just be myself. But honestly, my dad also was very, very, very stern when it came to music. I say that because he made me learn how to play the piano, and he would cuss me out if I don't get it right. Like, he literally sucked the fun out of music for me. So after I was a certain age, I didn't want to do anything with him. I wanted to do everything on my own. So that made me more rebellious to him. Now, as far as my mama is a whole other story. Like, our relationship dynamic definitely changed since I was a young teenager. If you know, y'all know, when it comes to mamas, ain't no getting rid of them. Like, you gotta be with your mama. My mom, she did not play when it came behind me. Ain't no such thing as sleepovers. Ain't no such thing as having a boyfriend. Ain't no such thing as even going out. If the answer is always no. No matter what, it don't matter if I clean the whole house, baby, the answer is gonna be no. I was really scared of my mom a majority of my life. Like, my mom made me go to church every Sunday. Ain't no arguing. I was really honestly scared of my mom for a majority of my life until I probably turned 17. And by the time I got 17 years old, I was like, I'm grown. I'm gonna do whatever I want. And then that's when I realized, like, my mom can't kill me. I really thought she was gonna kill me if I don't do what she told me to do. So once I realized that she's not gonna murder me, then I just lived my life. And honestly, I had to learn things on my own in the hard way. Growing up like that, I feel like when I do have kids, I'm gonna be an even mix of my mom and dad. I feel like my mom and dad raised me in the best way they could. Of course, everybody knows nobody's parent is perfect. And if you guys are listening and you guys are young, you guys are teenagers, and you have an overprotective parents, understand that your parents are protecting you for a reason. And when you get older, you're gonna realize why they did what they had to do. Because to be honest, I was bad when I was a teenager. I'm just gonna open up to y'all and just tell y'all the real, since this is my first episode of my podcast. So let's go ahead and get into story time. So this is the reason why I wish I would have listened to my mama when I was growing up. Let me tell you guys about my first love that I've ever had. I'm gonna just call him Tyrone, okay? I'm gonna call this person Tyrone. And to be honest, y'all, Tyrone was 18 and I was 14 years old. So Tyrone shouldn't have been with me. He shouldn't even talk to me. I know in today's Asian time, 14-year-olds be looking 18. But when I was 14, y'all, I looked 14 years old. So how I met Tyrone, minding my business, waiting for the bus after dance practice. This is my freshman year of high school. So I was in front of the field house at the time, way back in 2011. No, 2010. It had to be way back in 2010. Waiting for the bus, my freshman year of high school. And this big old rock head ass dude came up to me and asked me where was I going. And ever since then, we were inseparable. I don't even know when we hit it off. I don't know when I started liking him. I remember this dude had big old muscles, and I ain't never seen nothing like that before in my life. He had muscles and he had on some jean shorts. People always talked about Tyrone in my high school because he stayed with these jean shorts on. You know, when you love somebody so much, you don't even pay attention to all the negative and all the ugliness and all the lameness. I was gonna stick beside him in his jean shorts, baby, no matter what. I love me some Tyrone my freshman year of high school. I was so in love and everything was perfect. I had a little nickname that I called him, which was Meathead. He had this head that looked like a meatball, so I called him Meathead, and he loved his little nickname that I called him. But where we went wrong was I found out that he ended up having a girlfriend. He had a whole girlfriend while we were talking. So mind you, this is my first boyfriend, so if he tried to talk to me, I just already assumed he didn't have a relationship, he didn't have a girlfriend. But it turns out, y'all, this is the tea. So he broke up with her to get with me. At the time, y'all, I was very, very childish and very, very messy. Looking back, I really regret all the things that I've done, all the things that I've said behind this dude. So the girl, let's just call her Jessica, okay? So Jessica was a year older than me. She was a sophomore while I was a freshman, and we had a class together. And the class that we had together was gym. And mind you, every day of gym class, I would let Jessica know that that is my man. You know what I did with my gym clothes, baby? I used to roll up my shirt in the back and look look her right in her eyes at gym class like, you see me? I got your man. I used to be so petty. And mind you, me and Jessica went back and forth off the Facebook DMs arguing over a dude that literally didn't care about us. He played both of us. So much stuff happened in my first relationship. Literally, we were together for 3 years. So from my freshman year into my junior year, we were together. So I feel like that relationship prepared me for my future relationship that I ever was gonna have throughout my life, even in my adult life. I had to deal with a lot at a young age, and I really wish that I would have listened to my mama. I say that because I used to sneak out every single night to see this man. Yes, I used to be bad. Never in a million years would I think that I would be sneaking out my mama's house to see a boy, but I used to be so comfortable sneaking out every night to see this boy. He lived down the street. It was literally my house. It was the park. On the other side of the park was his house. So literally I would be running through the park every day. Looking back, that was so stupid and so dangerous. That was not safe at all. I could have got kidnapped. I could have got killed. Anything could have happened to my young self. And all I wanted to do was just see this little boy. And he wasn't even a little boy. He was a grown man. Mind you, I told you he was 18 years old. So like I said, I did that every single night. And we would just be watching movies, just be chilling. Mind you, we was at his mama's house. And his mama did not like me, mind you. She knew how old I was. My mom told her not to have me over. So every time she saw me, she would be like, you know you're not supposed to be here. And I would be like, yeah, but I would still be there. So it was just always a thing whenever his mom was around. So we would be sneaking away from my mom, we would be sneaking away from his mom, and it was just a whole sneak. So one day, let me tell you guys this story. So one day I got so comfortable with sneaking out the house that it was like almost like routine for me. So what I would do is, we had this backsliding door and my mom slept heavy, and I would literally listen to the sound of her snores and I would step to the sound of her snores to try to sneak out. And every time she would stop snoring for like 1 second, my heart would just drop to my ass. And then when I hear her snoring again, I'd be like, okay, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. And I would come and I would try to sneak out the backsliding door. So we had this backsliding door, and I would put this one little tiniest sliver in the backsliding door just so I can slide out. And then when I come back, I can slide it right back on in. So I left that sliding door open, and then I went and I saw my boyfriend. And I'll never forget this night, y'all, because we was on his mama couch. We was watching some Disney movie. I think we was watching The Lion King or something, like some type of Disney movie. And we were just so comfortable, just so snuggled up. We weren't even doing nothing nasty, y'all. We was just cuddling, just watching a movie. And I get a call. Mind you, I'm a freshman, so nobody calling me late at night. Like, I'm with my boyfriend, so my heart drops instantly because who is calling me so late? And I already snuck out, so I was praying it was my mama. I look at my phone and it wasn't my mama, y'all. It was my daddy. Calling from Chicago, y'all. When I say my heart dropped to my ass, I was so scared. I instantly just start throwing on my shoes. I was just so discombobulated. My dad was blowing up my phone. I told my boyfriend, oh my gosh, my dad was calling me. My mom has to know that I'm out here with you. So I literally just throw on my shoes. I'm like freaking the heck out. I don't know what to do. So the first thing I do is just throwing on my stuff, and I'm literally running full speed through the park all the way home. And I get to the sliding door. Not only is the sliding door closed, baby, but on the other side of the sliding, like I see through the sliding door, of course, and on the other side is my mama on the computer. I don't know what she was doing on the computer, but the lights was on, she was up, she was on the other side of the sliding door. The sliding door was closed. As soon as I saw her, like I peeked over, she didn't see me. As soon as I saw her, I like literally peeled the corner, and I'm like, what am I gonna do now? So I'm just freaking out. I'm not even thinking logically at this point. I'm just thinking I need to get away in that house. I need to find a way to get in the house no matter what it is. I need to get in that house. So it makes it seem like I did not just sneak out right now, because if I don't, I'm literally fucked. I look up, my bedroom is 2 stories up. My mom lives in that house, so I'm thinking I need to get through my bedroom window. I don't know how, but I'm gonna figure out a way. So what I do is, y'all, I stack everything I could find. My mom's backyard chairs, my neighbor's lawn chairs, a broom, bitch. Like, I'm over here like Dr. Seuss, just stacking up stuff just to make sure that I can just figure out a way to just get through my window. I was trying to find a way. So I'm just stacking everything up to the window, and I literally get to the window. I don't even know how I got to it, because I wasn't even thinking logically as far as stacking stuff up that makes sense to stack up that will hold my weight. So I'm just stacking, and while I'm stacking and climbing, I just see blue and red lights off my peripheral, and I'm literally literally right by the window. Like I'm literally about to open it and all the stuff that was underneath me just collapses and I fall 2 stories down. Literally stuff spread everywhere. And I get up and I realize those red and blue lights was a police car pulling up to the front of my mama's house. Y'all, at this point I'm like, am I going to jail? Like what the hell? My mama called the police. So I'm like, okay, abort mission. So I jump over all the stuff that I done stacked. I jump over my backyard fence and I'm in my neighbor's backyard at this point. I'm calling my boyfriend and I'm like, oh my gosh, my mom called the cops. Oh my gosh, what should I do? Just come. And he's on the phone. He's just like, calm down. I can't come. I'm gonna get arrested if I come. I'm 18. You're a minor. They're gonna arrest me. I'm gonna go to jail. I can't come. And I'm like, no, my mom's gonna listen. Just come. And he's just letting me know I can't come. I'm gonna go to jail. And I'm like, no, just come, just help. Like in my mind, I don't know why I thought him coming would solve everything, but I just begged him to come. And I'm on the phone with him, and while I'm on the phone with him, I'm like walking down the street. I don't know where I'm walking, y'all. And here come the cops. The cops come, and they're coming this way, y'all. So I see the cops, I'm on the phone with my man. I'm running away from the cops. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I must think that I was on a video game or something, y'all. I was running away from the cops, and there was like this tree that was literally mine, y'all. It had to be this skinny, like skinnier than my head. And this is me behind the tree, trying to hide from the cops. And the cop literally came over and just tapped me and was like, get up, we see you. Just come on, get in the back of the car. Shit, I'm going to jail. I climbed in the back of the car and I'm crying. I don't know where I'm going. I think I'm going to jail at this point. Mind you, I'm still on the phone with my boyfriend. I'm like, I'm in the cop car right now. Just come. He's like, no, I can't come. While I'm on the phone, the cop listened to my conversation. He was just like, you know he's not coming. He over here instigating. The cop was instigating, saying that, you know he's not coming, right? You know he's not going to be there for you. And I'm like, no, he's coming. And y'all, I'm just over here just running my mouth. So after I hang up the phone with my boyfriend, tell me why the cop was like, so how old are you? And I said 14, not even thinking. And then they asked me, so how old is your boyfriend? I said 18. Y'all, why did I just do that? Like I literally told the cop that he's 18 years old and I'm 14. Why would I do that? Whole time the cop was just like, you know you're not supposed to be sneaking out at this time of night and like just talking major crap. I just remember the cop was just really getting on my nerves. I was not trying to listen to him. I was just trying to see my boyfriend. I'm not trying to listen to him. He was just talking like, you know he's not coming, right? You know you're too young to be out at this time of night and this. I'm over here arguing the cop down like, no, he's coming. He's gonna be here. And in my head, I'm thinking that my boyfriend's gonna come. My mom's gonna tell the cops to go away, and then we're all three of gonna have just a logical conversation. But mind you, at this point, I'm crying. The cop is telling me my boyfriend's not coming, and guess who comes coming down the street like a ghost? It's my boyfriend. He came to save the day. Mind you, once that freaking cop saw him and it was like, oh, that's your boyfriend? They tackled him to the ground, threw him in that cop car. I saw him in the back. This is like the front of the headboard seat. This is him. This is my boyfriend, cuffed up in the back of the cop car. He's like this, like he's banging his head on the seat, like he's like, stupid, why would you come? But I felt so bad. I just knew that everything was just gonna be okay when he showed up. It was like literally the complete opposite. He got put in the police car. I remember the cop literally talking so much stuff after that. Like I was so upset with this cop. I'll never forget this. The cop was like, get in the house, little girl. And I don't know what I said. I said some type of slick comment back, but I just hated that cop. That was just so unnecessary for him to say. Like he was just being petty at that point. Like you already locked up my boyfriend. You already got me back in my mama's house. My mama probably gonna kill me. So like what else do you need from me at this point? The story doesn't even end there. So I got inside the house. My mom is on the phone with my dad. Like what am I gonna do with this little girl? Like she's fast. She over here sneaking out every night. I don't know what to do with her. I'm about to send her over there with you. My dad don't know what the hell to say because he don't want to have the responsibility of my fast butt either. So he's like, you know you done fucked up, right? And I'm like, I love him. Like I remember I was saying I love him and I was gonna marry him. Just stupid. Mind you, I was 14 years old. I just prayed to the heavens above that whenever I have a daughter, she's not like me. Because when I do have a child, I feel like I'm not gonna be really overprotective like my mom was to me, because I feel like I was so overprotected at that point. I just really wanted experience. Like, I couldn't even go to the library, y'all. My mom would be at the balcony of the library looking down to see what the hell I'm doing, if I'm reading a book or if I'm with a boy. So my mom was so overprotective most of my life. So I feel like that's why I was lashing out and running away. So when I do have kids, I want to keep our relationship really personal. I want my children to feel like they can come to me and talk to me about every and anything. And to get back to the story to end it off, because sadly that's not the end of the story. Before the police officer pulled off with my boyfriend in the car, he asked my mom, do you want to press charges? And guess what she said? She said yes. I was so mad. But long story short, he was probably in jail for a couple hours, and then my mom dropped the charges. He was let go. Long story short, he did not learn his lesson. He probably said for like the first week that he had to stop talking to me because he didn't want to go to jail. But we probably kept talking for another year, and he broke my heart a couple more times. But that's that story. But I said that story to say, even though I wasn't the most perfect child, I feel like us as young adults, we can learn from our parents. We can learn that our parents aren't perfect. No parent is going to be perfect, and there's no way of preparing your life to have a child. I feel like a lot of things that I want to take out, of course, number one, I know a lot of people don't plan on this whenever they do have children, of course not breaking up, but I want to just do everything in my power to stay together. I feel like in our generation, it's normal to get a divorce. It's normal to break up. It's normal to have more than one partner. But I don't want that in my relationship. I want to have a strong family dynamic, which is, I want to show my children what it means to have a happy, healthy, and loving relationship. What it means to be married and have a long-lasting marriage. Like the little things like sitting down and having a meal every morning for breakfast before you go off to school. And then sitting down and having dinner. Tell me about your day. Tell me about your feelings. Let's talk. Let's get rid of phones. Let's just get rid of everything on the outside world and just talk to each other. Let's be a family. I want to have that in my household. I want to have that. I did not have that growing up. There's just a lot of things that I want to change and stop generational curses from happening. But yeah, you guys, that's my story time. I'm going to go ahead and end out this podcast by saying thank you guys so much for listening to this first episode. I'm so excited to begin this journey with you guys. It's going to be so much stuff that I want to share with you guys along this journey. Just watch the evolution of this podcast and everything that I have in store. If you guys are listening to the audio, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really love y'all. Like, I'm just really excited about starting this journey with you guys. Continue to follow me along this journey by subscribing, commenting down below, and letting me know what you guys want to see in the future, and liking this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next episode of the podcast.